What's up, people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to the technical difficulties. It's been a long international break already.
Yeah.
And we're here as the weekend ends to review some of the international games. We're here to talk as much crap about both Gareth Southgate and our favorite Triple G as we possibly can squeeze into the time allotted. And lots of friendlies. And, of course, the European Championship qualifiers. And we'll get into the Euros looking ahead to the tournament as well. And if there's time, we will wax lyrical about the upcoming title race. But, of course, right out the rip, let's get those likes up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Of course, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. We're on our way to 200, 500, and then, of course, that magical 1,000. And if you're enjoying all the content, go ahead and get that little notification bell on as well. All right. One place to start. Brazil 1, England 0. What you saying, X? You're the resident Three Lions fan.
Lions fan. I mean, friendlies aren't very friendly, or they shouldn't be. You know, you're wearing
This one wasn't.
That wasn't. You know, you're wearing your nation's flag, although, you know, in England's case they weren't. But anyway, you know, you're wearing yeah, Nike. Anyway, you're wearing your nation's flag, you should represent it. And you should represent it well. You should respect it. You should go out there and fight for it. But every single one of these England starters, and you know, I can't even say that about Brazil. Brazil played a handful of starters who are also gunning for title races and are in deeper season runs. But I would say this about both squads. Brazil just happened to win this game. Neither of them played it. They played it as a friendly. It was a kickabout. It was not tactically sound, I would say, on either end. England had their chances to put this to bed. Brazil had their chances to put this to bed well before the 80th. It just looked to me that none of them were interested in playing this match. And that's very hard. And I do blame I do blame management there. You know, it's important for you to set the tone for what Euros are going to be in this squad, what it can be. You finally get Bellingham to play. You know, you start with an actual midfield that could start in the Euros. You know, you got Bellingham in there. You got it was Connor and Rice. You know, Bellingham and Rice. You have the third option. Connor's going to be a workhorse if you deploy him correctly. You know, I didn't think Foden had a good game. I didn't think Rice had a decent game. I didn't think Bellingham had a decent game. You know, there was never that on switch here. And when you play somebody like Brazil, it takes one counterattack with the speed that they have on that squad to absolutely decimate you and make you look childish.
Yeah, I mean, right out the rip, that was the very first thing Brazil did. Vinny very nearly gets in. And yeah, like you said, they played some strong players. I mean, Rafinha, it's that front line, dude. It was Rafinha, Rodrigo, and Vinicius.
Yep. I mean, and it's sad to say because, you know, look at that lineup and look at that front three, and possibly the two players who had the worst games was Chile and Walker. It's going to be hard to it's going to be hard when Brazil's playing at 100 and they're playing for 100. It's going to be hard to keep up with this Brazil squad on your backs, and whoever those wing backs or fullbacks are, you're going to get torched.
Do you think part of the mentality here was that some people, take Ben White, for example, believe that no matter what they do, Southgate knows who he's taken to Germany. He knows who's on the roster in the summer. So it didn't matter that Kobe Mainu came in and had a decent little cameo. It didn't matter that, you know, it didn't even matter that Gallagher was giving the ball away and Chilwell was passing the ball straight out of bounds. And so because they knew that, is that where the malaise, so to speak, kind of came in this game?
Yeah. Well, it's two-part, right? Yeah, I mean, I think you really hit on something there. It's they know the squad. They've been told who the squad is. there is nothing to fight for position-wise on how this lineup is probably going to be set in Germany. There might be one or two changes, but you're going to be on the bench and you're a crucial role if you've been told. And that's going to be the standing order all the way up until the Euros, or through Euros, I should say, not until. Barring injuries, this squad, I don't think Watkins gets the start. I think that
he lacks service. He was
right.
Didn't get the service.
I agree. I just don't think he gets the start. I see Rashford starting over Watkins. I do, because Southgate loves.
He didn't have a good cameo.
Rashford? No, nothing. This whole England squad, again, took it like it was a Sunday stroll, kickabout. Oh, it's a friendly, it doesn't matter. And if you look at the last 5 times they've played Brazil, they played this exact way. The last time, every time Southgate goes up and plays Brazil for something that doesn't matter, he does not want to show full force, because I think it saves him face. If he goes out there and makes them boys play at 100, and Brazil
gets beat,
and Brazil torches them, that is a huge issue.
Yeah.
Whereas the saving grace is, oh no, it's a friendly, it doesn't mean anything. I told the boys not to get injured. The clubs need them. This is our lineup. It's kind of a practice scrimmage. We've all had that where the coach is like, yo, you're playing JV today. Don't hurt them.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's honestly the mentality that it felt like when they came out from the rip, when they came out of the locker room. Or I could be completely wrong, and Brazil came out and almost punched England in the mouth, and England was like, you know what? We're going to act like we're not playing today because they're about to punch us in the mouth. So it's like
it's Wembley, though. I know it's a friendly, but like you're at home in front of the.
Get it, man.
Yeah.
I think he should be. I mean, if anything, I wanted him to lose the game in hopes that he gets sacked.
There's no way. That was the same I was saying to Patrick about Triple G for the USA game, but there's just no way.
It's too late now. Like this is the run for Euros. We've made our decision. We've made that choice. This is the run for Euros. This is the team for Euros as well.
Do you think that, and this is my opinion, and so I'm asking what you think about it, but do you think that Southgate hurts himself by playing the double pivot instead of playing a farther forward attacking midfielder, because
let Bellingham cook, bro? Yes. Play him as a true 8.
So you want two sixes?
Yo, let Connor and Rice mop up all day. Let Connor do the running. Let
That's
Connor
kind
go
of
chase
what it
down.
was, and it's tepid. It's boring.
Right, because again, it lacks service. It lacks service because Bellingham's sitting so deep. He can't get Watkins lacks service. Although I don't think the boys trust Watkins the way that they would trust, say, Kane or Rashford as well.
Well, they should, because he's a baller. But then put Foden or Madison in there instead of somebody that's a little bit more forward thinking. There's your service.
I mean, Foden was on an island.
No, I'm saying Foden should play in the center. James Madison should play in the center. Not Connor, not Calvin Phillips, not Jordan Henderson. Rice can do that by himself. Look at a lot of the Arsenal games this season.
Well, I wouldn't play this team as the 4-2-3-1 either. Like, I just hate the way.
That's what I'm saying. Play 1-6.
Yes, it's that, or
push Bellingham and Foden forward. No, don't play a double pivot.
So I would
play one guy, and then have two, like Foden, Bellingham, and then your wingers and Kane, and then have Rice behind him.
I'm playing 2 6s, 2 cams, 2 wingers, and a 9.
That's too many. So you're playing 3 defenders. That's do your math. It's not mathing. That means
Chile and Walker both can make it up that field.
It's not mathing.
Play them as what they are, and let them play those midfield positions.
X, count your maths there, because now you have one center back. One center back. You have a left back and a right back who maraud forward, and then
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's all it is.
Oh God!
I have a pen.
He's going with the Liverpool lineup.
He's going with the 2-7, the 2-7-1.
Close. You're lucky my pen's not right. What did I do with that marker?
Oh my goodness!
No, it's one.
You can't have 2 6s and 2 8s and 2 wingers and a forward. That's not how it works.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's all it is. That's all it is. The wing backs, the left and right fullback are playing as if they are what they should be, which is Chile can make it up.
So you're trying to play Pochettino ball.
James can make it up the field. Walker can make it up the field.
This Chelsea wingback nonsense. Chilwell was terrible. Let's play some traditional, classic English football.
He smacked in today's game.
No.
Brazil would torch us. They did torch us when we put 4 back at a line. Torched us.
If Southgate would just be like, look, England needs Zidane. Zidane just come in and be like, look, you guys know what to do.
I mean, I'd let Bellingham.
Win.
Run the absolute show in the midfield. I'd let him. He's a generational talent that is, bro.
I'm just saying they need a backseat manager, not a Southgate who's like.
I agree. Do you know the actual company Jude Bellingham is keeping right now in the La Liga?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or at Real with his stats as a midfielder.
Nuts.
He's in the same category as Ronaldo, as Bale, as who was the other two? The Ronaldo original, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bale, and there's one more who's also an attacker. He has just as many goals and assist contributions
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
in the season as those men did their first season. And he plays in the midfield. It is stupid how good he truly is when you let him work and play make. Granted, he's got Kroos and Modric, servicing him when they're in. So that always helps because they're, bar none probably.
They don't start.
No, they don't. They come
They
in.
don't start.
It's
Chouameni and Camavinga.
Camavinga's a monster anyway, bro. Absolute monster. But anyway.
Yeah.
The England squad does need it lacks creativity. That's my issue with it. It lacks this openness that I know that they can play.
That's all Southgate though.
I agree. Like you have that much talent. You have that much talent. And you're playing regular 1-2 wall-to-wall pass, trying to push something through the middle of the field. Bro, let someone do what they know how to do. And I don't know, man. I think I just miss our generation of football. There's no creativity in today's game, and that kills me.
There could be. If Southgate wasn't around, in my opinion. What do you think about England, Lewis?
Well, the interesting thing is thinking about like just sort of what they're supposed to be and what they are. It's a bit of a head scratcher because, for example, I'm signed up for Wembley Stadium, right? So I get notifications whenever the national team has tickets and stuff like that, and so I get them, and the fixtures always look so attractive, but then you see what they put out there, and you're like, I don't know if they even know, and it's disappointing because, for example, you play Foden not in the middle, and that's already been the discussion, right? And all of us fantasy football prognosticators have already set up the team for success, and then the team never looks like that. So it's another golden generation by misused by a person that did just enough to be there. And are they going to win it? I don't think so. I mean, I think I picked Germany because I said they were the host. That's what I went with. I don't know if
Germany. That's what I thought.
I just picked them because they're the host. I didn't pick them for any other reason. I don't know if they're good because I know they had up and down sort of.
They'll be there.
Yeah, they'll be there. Yeah,
trust me.
But
they put it on France.
They put it on France.
I look at that.
There was no question on that one.
And so, you look at England and, I want to say they handled the star power differently than the Germans and the French and the Spanish, and I guess currently the Portuguese do, because they have a collection of talent. that's quite good right now, and somehow they've never found a way to play together since 1966. And it's not like they haven't had teams that should win trophies. I think they've become used to it, and so some person made up it's coming home when it is the plane with them without a trophy. And so it is. I mean, it's weird because he was kind of in a rock and a hard place because I know we all briefly chatted about why are they even doing friendlies right now? Like, this is a terrible time to do it. So, realistically, if Southgate was if all the managers were sort of on it, they would have been calling up guys that are on the fringes and played those guys. Hey, who could fit into this system? I can pick 22 new guys and, maybe, or 15 new guys and 7 regulars that are out of like title races or whatever like that. And then you can develop a new chemistry. But, it's a popularity contest specifically in England. And so, you just let it be what it is. And nobody ever questions the manager, which is why they it's been coming home since the dad went and got the cigarettes, right?
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no, that's hilarious.
I root for England. I root when I lived there, I rooted for them. I've recognized the talent, but it just they underachieve, but it's not even you could at some you can blame the manager to an extent, but at some point the players on the field have to kind of catch some of the heat too. And so it's a mix where sometimes you got to just be as players and be like, hey man, we're not going to do this and this. And X brought up Walker and other guys on the field who just look like they're just like, hey man, my mind is somewhere else. So let them be somewhere else. I just think it's easier that way.
I think you bring up a good point because Ben White knew that he would be somewhere else. Like, he wouldn't like be locked in, because it's kind of like, what's the point? It's not really going to do much, and I think that kind of infected the team, at least for this game. And I don't know about for tomorrow versus Belgium if we'll see the same thing. But Patrick, do you think tribalism is still like the way there's like factions? I've heard rumors of, some people are like, not really with other people in the team. Do you think that's still plaguing England?
I think that's always going to be an issue.
And that's always been the issue with us. Yeah.
Just the way the club system is in England specifically, not just in Europe, but in England specifically. I think that's always going to be an issue. And I think another issue is I'm not so sure how much this team actually likes playing for Southgate. I know that sounds a little crazy because, hey, they made it to a final for the Euros, but they kind of fell apart in the World Cup. Blame that on Harry Kane, whatever you might want. But I was sitting here thinking, we're talking about golden generation.
Man can't win trophies. All he has to do is hit a PK, and guess who's in that final? Not France.
Curse of Kane, baby. Curse of Kane.
Once a Spur, always a Spur. Way to be, kid.
But what I was going to say, though, is we talk about golden generation, and I was sitting here thinking about it, and I think back to the South Africa World Cup when England was in the group with the United States. Yeah, that was South Africa. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, you had Lampard, you had Ferdinand, you had Terry, you had Cole, you had
Gerrard.
You talk about
Gerrard. I mean, you go down the list of players and you're like, well, they have.
And then Rob Green was the goalkeeper.
I know. Like, but that seems to be the issue with England in general. Like, I love Pickford, but I don't know if he's a World Cup type keeper. I think that his size is going to be a liability. I think defensively, if you're still rolling out Harry Maguire, you're asking to give up a goal or two goals. And so with that in mind, it's like, okay, so how do you combat that? Do you combat that with talent, or do you combat that with tactics and managerial intuition, I guess you would say. And unless there's a goalkeeper that is sitting in the wings for the English national team that we're not aware of right now.
Aaron Ramsdale.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Rams.
Well, I mean, come on.
I love Jordan Pickford.
Come on.
I love Pickford.
I mean, do you really want to have that discussion? I mean, I like Ramsdale.
No, for me, it's Jordan Pickford all day. But
my point being is, if there is a talent deficiency, then you have to increase your tactics and your managerial ability. And so as long as England continues to ride with Southgate, there's going to come a point where they're going to either be outplayed or outmaneuvered. And so, this whole idea of it coming home and this, that, and the other, and, this is golden generation. And until Gareth Southgate is no longer the manager, you're going to have all these little whispers of, well, there's this infighting, there's this, there's that, because they don't trust their manager. They're not going into the camp saying, okay, we're playing as one because we follow that guy into battle. And until that changes, you're going to have results like this. There was no reason why England shouldn't have won this game. I know it's Brazil. I get that, but there's no reason.
Patrick, you said something else that I think matters, and we've seen too many examples of it. You mentioned that, the club system creates division, which I agree it does. But then we literally can go through the recent history of literal national teams winning trophies, and the players on the team were rivals. I mean, Spain is the easiest one, obviously Real and Barcelona, and they walked the world. They literally walked the world, and they didn't like each other at all. And I mean, if you go to Germany, I'm sure. I mean, you got Dortmund guys, you got Bayern Munich guys. This stuff has happened in tons of places. So I just find it very, very interesting that I think there's a couple of things going to your point. I think it's really isolated to England, and that the club system in England may be more tribal than others, and that's causing a division. So it's definitely club before country in England, which, I mean, I get it to a degree because they get paid tons of money. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, it's really the capacity to compartmentalize, because, I mean, you deal with transfer windows all the time. So if it's a guy, I mean, Ashley Cole was inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. He played for Arsenal and then went to Chelsea. If you really look at that and you say, well, Ashley Cole would have never should have and never would have been accepted in the Chelsea locker room because he played for Arsenal, then he would have won nothing. Like nothing. I mean, we got to get over these.
Whoa. He was invincible. He had trophies when he left.
I'm not talking about at Arsenal. I'm talking about at Chelsea when he left.
I see what you're saying. I get
what you're saying, but I also think it's not only a pride for the country, but a pride for the team you're playing for in terms of
or just pride when you step on the field. It's pride that when you get on the field, you want to win. I've never played a game with anyone whatever where I'm like, hey, screw this. Hey man, I don't care what happens. If I'm going to actually serious and play, where there's the potential, and I'm playing for free most times, right? That if I get hurt, at least it was worth it, right? Like if I'm playing somewhere and I get hurt and it's not worth it, how stupid is that? And if I'm a millionaire, why even accept it? I mean,
I don't know, bro. It was seriously hard playing with. Wasn't even that serious, but it was seriously hard playing with rivals, even on our college team. I had to play with boys. I had to play with boys who I had played against for 8 years.
I want to win.
Battling each other, fighting.
Hey, we won. We won season 1 right out the gate. We won a championship right out the rip.
Then after that, it was all done. But yeah,
and then it was all downhill from there.
I mean,
but winning does solve that issue. I hate you, but we're winning. If I hate you, but we're winning, I'm okay with it for right now. The minute we start losing, I'm going to try to knock you out in the locker room.
To win.
So win. It's easy as that.
Yeah.
But I think kind of going back to the whole tribalism thing, think about and it's kind of funny because I've talked to some college football players previously and about their passion of not only playing games but also facing rivals. And unless they grew up in that area, that rival is not really that big of a deal to them. But if they've grown up in that area, there's a passion. They're just like, I'm not losing to this team. I'm not, I don't like those guys over there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think with how strong the rivalries are in England, specifically Spurs and Arsenal, Chelsea against the FA.
If we get side note, footnote, if we get banned, it is the ultimate chess move by Roman Abramovich. He's my ultimate hero, bro. Ultimate hero if we get banned. Because he knew it was coming down the pipe, and he sold the club for $6 billion, took it to the bank, and he's like, "Yeah, y'all can do what you want now. Got my money back. I'm out." Ultimate chess move by my boy. But anyway,
I don't know if that would be a chess move when the government made him sell the team.
But to get his money first, and then back out before all this happened. Bro, because man got paid. They froze his assets. They unfroze his assets so he could get paid for the club, took his money, bounced to Russia. That's a chess move. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
They could have just took the club. That was the next move, was just to take the club from him.
Yeah, and put us in administration.
Yep.
So,
So he got his money even though he knew
it's all a plot so that no Chelsea players are on the national team.
That's it.
Listen, there was no Chelsea player except for maybe Cole Palmer that deserved to be called up. So
you play to win the game, man.
Chilwell didn't play to win the game.
That's play for sure. Left back for England. I'll wait.
Joe Gomez.
I'll wait. Chile's the only option.
Joe Gomez looked decent. He looked okay.
When's Luke Shaw coming back?
Luke Shaw might be back.
If you pick a United player over one of our Blues, I will find you.
I mean, you know for a fact if Luke Shaw is healthy. Luke Shaw is healthy, Southgate is picking Luke Shaw.
Oh yeah.
If Jordan Henderson is healthy, Southgate's picking Jordan Henderson. Sorry about you.
He's good.
Sorry, Conor Gallagher.
I don't know how he work, but he will do it. Like I will not be shocked if we see Jordan Henderson play serious minutes in Europe.
Isn't he the captain?
Oh, he will.
He's the captain, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll have that too.
Captain. Well, Rice is the captain tomorrow. But Henderson.
Yeah, no, you're right. Kane's the captain. Harry Kane is the captain. Yeah.
Kane wasn't called to the friendly. That's why.
No, he was there. He's just injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just injured.
Did you see that was the first time in 6 years that he hadn't dressed for an England game?
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth dressing for.
That explains so much why you haven't won in 6 years.
Man's cursed. He's like, I'm gonna be the greatest striker never to win a trophy.
Well,
that's what he was blessed with.
Is he cursed because he didn't play and he still didn't win? So
it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. We can lose the games that don't mean anything. But line him up on a PK. Line him up at a PK and go to the final.
But they look bad. It's. I get where he comes from, X.
None of them played.
I definitely think that they need to shape up if they're going to be winning the Euros because even though there were some friendlies, I thought that the France-Germany game was of particular interest. Right out the rip, Germany score. And I think France, they might have played if they hadn't gotten scored on right out the rip.
Yeah.
They might have said, okay, we'll kind of grow into the game and we'll, No. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Florian Wirtz for Bayer Leverkusen got the start for Germany, scores 11 seconds into the game or whatever. Man is a monster.
Wirtz and
Musiala. Dude, Germany, last international break, And then like the time before that, and right after the World Cup, I was like, man, Germany. But dude, they've made a comeback. They're stacked. Dude, they're gonna be tough to
They
beat.
got a tactician for a manager in Nagelsmann.
They're gonna be tough to beat at home, man. I'm telling you. They're explosive, they're dynamic. They got King Kai up top.
Not left back.
He did not play left back. No, he didn't.
Shame.
For shame.
He scored though.
He scored though, right before half.
He scored though. Do you want him back at Chelsea yet?
Right
Because he scored once again.
After half, yeah.
In a German shirt.
We paid 40 million less, have the same stat line with Jackson. I'm good.
I think he's got better stats than Jackson.
I think they're game for game now, bro. I think they're game for game.
Yeah, well, one of them is trying to win a title, and one of them not so much. But
when we win the FA, I don't want to hear it.
Okay, good luck with that. But yeah, man, Germany definitely going to be tough to beat at home in the summer. I'm especially looking forward to the Germany-Netherlands game. I think Netherlands is in their group as well. So that is going to be fantastic. Netherlands, man, with some another Bayer Leverkusen player, Frimpong, makes his debut against who was that? They beat Scotland. They beat somebody 4-0. I think it was Scotland.
Good old ping pong.
And it was an interesting game because Scotland should have scored about 7 times. And the Dutch are interesting. They're an interesting team, man. They got some good young talent. Wout Weghorst came in the game. I'm not sure he's the one that I should say right after saying good young talent, but I always enjoy mentioning Wout Weghorst. He got in after it was already 3-0 or whatever. Of course. Let's see. Yeah, they are fast. Memphis Depay coming back into his own. I guess I don't know about his prime, but coming back into his own. They're going to be tough opposition.
Can we talk about the space that Wirtz had to take that shot? Like that.
Yeah, man. France just didn't want to show up, dude.
In the scout or something, because you had Havertz and it looked like Musiala running diagonals, and it just created this huge gap of space, and it took one pass, and he just needs to rip it.
Well, you can score. The problem with France is you can score on France. The entirety of that tournament, you can score on France. And even in their games. It's the problem is, and like Jake's, I think, hit the nail on the head there. They never turned on. Like, it's again, they kind of took this, it's a friendly. Yeah, now that we got scored on, we're not going to play. But like France will and can outscore almost everybody in Europe. Yeah. Like barring Germany's got actually a really good midfield teaming up. Their defense is actually pretty decent to withstand some of that attacking power. But yeah, France's whole game plan is blitzkrieg offense. Like, they're gonna leak goals. They're gonna score mad goals.
Yeah.
Like, that's just gonna be it's high octane essentially. Like, that's just been their MO since what?
Dude, it's just speed. It's just speed on speed on speed.
No one's coming back. No one's coming back.
Mbappe and Dembele.
Mbappe
and Dembele.
Highlights of Dembele just did. It looked like maybe Kimmich.
Yeah, Kimmich was playing left back. Yeah,
absolutely dirty.
Yeah, dude, it's France in a game that matters, in a game that they're trying to go for. They're gonna be insane.
When the turtle gets his mission from Master Splinter, bro, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. Didier Deschamps has been coming under some bit of criticism for France's poor form lately, but you bet your bottom dollar come June.
Yeah.
They'll bring it.
Yeah.
They're gonna absolutely bring it. Portugal.
France.
Go ahead.
The under 21 or the under 20, was it under 20 or under 20?
21s. I saw
21s,
that.
Yeah, they drew France today. They were down 2-0 in the 85th minute and got a 2-2 draw out of it.
That's the U.S. he's talking about.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Epic comeback, historic comeback for the United States youngsters against a superior team, superior outfit.
Thierry Henry is the manager, I believe.
Nice.
Of the 21 French team?
I think so.
Yeah, he is. Because they had issues with getting players, and he said he understood because there were certain players that didn't want to come because they weren't going to let them play 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's the summer's going to be real interesting. Of course, Portugal are looking stacked as well. They didn't obviously not put in
that someone else wore the number 7 than Ronaldo for like the first time in like 10 years or something.
I thought, is he gonna go? I mean, he's definitely gonna go. I think he might be injured, but he's gonna go to another major tournament. Yeah, dude is a machine. He's crazy. But that team
still probably scored 5 goals too.
That team is stacked, man.
It really is.
Portugal is if they're not like an out and out one of the favorites, they're a definite dark horse.
Well, didn't they win the last Euro?
No.
Was it the time before that? No. Yeah, it was the time before that when they were in the they were in the they were in the final.
Sanchez with the winner in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they beat France in the final, yeah. So they're going to be a tough outfit as well. But I don't know if you've been paying attention to the qualifiers. Been some interesting matchups. I think Greece are a shoe-in. They got to play Georgia tomorrow. I think it's in Georgia, so that's a disadvantage. But Georgia were not great against Luxembourg, and Greece absolutely smashed Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
So I expect Greece to get in the tournament, no problem.
You know what I love about Greece really quickly? Because I used to work with a guy who was Greek, and we joked about it. Like everybody's last name ended in is. It was the greatest thing ever. So when there was a guy who didn't have it, we were like, hey, he's not Greek. He was adopted.
He was adopted. Yeah.
He has to be. He's not like
dual citizen, bro.
Yeah, you got Mavropanos, you got Tsimikas, and then George.
No, you're not. We don't believe you, sir. You are not Greek.
Wait a second.
You are not Greek.
But yeah, I think Greece will be just fine. I think they'll get through. The other 2 matchups are the spicy ones, man. Wales are hosting Poland. Ooh. And the bookies, I think, are overestimating. Here's your betting tip of the day. I think the bookies are overestimating Wales just because of them being at home, just because playing in Cardiff Stadium. I think
Wales not there to save him anymore.
No, he's not. Aaron Ramsey doesn't start. He's there, but he doesn't play. It's Harry Wilson, I think. And Brennan Johnson's leading the line for Wales these days. Robertson played. Kiefer Moore, yeah. But Lewandowski, man, he's coming. He's coming for it. I think Poland are going to have everything they need and more. I don't think it'll be a blowout. You know, it will be tough. But I have not been impressed with any time I've watched Wales in the last couple of years. I wasn't impressed at the World Cup.
They honestly weren't good at the World Cup. If it wasn't for us having a screw up in the box,
yeah,
they don't get a point. They didn't beat Iran. They didn't get anything against England. So I mean, they weren't good at the World Cup.
They're just gonna have to go. It's gonna have to be the heart factor. We're at home in front of the home fans. Do it for the flag.
Does Ukraine have to win their game against
us?
They have to.
These are one-offs. All 3 of these games are one-offs. Yeah. You have to win.
Winner goes.
It's winner goes to the tournament.
Yeah.
And that game's in Poland. The Iceland-Ukraine game is in Poland. Yeah. And now I don't think that's gonna matter because Iceland, you know, like if they travel, the whole country travels.
The whole country gets subsidized to travel. Like the country itself pays. Everyone goes to the game.
12% of the population were at the last Euros.
Right.
And so I don't think they're gonna have an issue. There'll be people there cheering them on.
My money for Ukraine, bro. They're not gonna not let Ukraine be in this Euro,
dude.
I'm telling you,
I have watched the last couple of games I've watched from Ukraine, and especially the one versus their playoff game.
Yeah, that was poor.
The one they just played, they were very poor. It was versus Bosnia. It was versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. And they needed, I mean, it was 1-0. They were losing 1-0 in the 83rd minute. They needed two last gasp winners.
Yep.
Dude. I love Zenny. I love Zinchenko. And I don't want to hate on any Arsenal player, but he's their captain. And it's a big moment. It's a big game. It might get to him. And Iceland, this is the one I'm watching, dude. The Ukraine-Iceland will be fun. There won't be like Iceland struggled to defend. Ukraine were not defending well. Their game versus Bosnia was ping pong.
It's gonna be friend pong.
It's gonna be awesome, dude. And I kind of want to watch it on the Icelandic broadcast. Because one of my favorite moments in all of sports commentary was when Kyle Walker slips and Iceland go 3v the goalkeeper against England in the Euros. And the commentator he's at first you can tell he's saying something. Obviously it's in whatever they speak in Iceland. And so, but by the end of it, by the time they tap it over and he's about to shoot, it's just
yeah.
Because they've qualified into the next round. They've beaten England. I want some more Iceland magic.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's awesome to. My love for I think
dude, it's just a true story. It's just such a great story.
Huge conspiracy makes me think Ukraine's going. I really do. I just think Ukraine's going. There's on the other side of taking the politics out of football. Bro, I played in a World Cup. You know the drill when coach says pair up, playing World Cup. Me and my boy always picked Iceland just because we thought it was an inside joke, funny little country. It's in we always picked Iceland. Went so deep in the game every time at practice, went to World Cup because that was the idea is to take Iceland to the world, win the drill. Iceland wins the World Cup. Yeah, ha ha ha. Jokes on all of y'all. Y'all want to pick England, Brazil, and all this. We're Iceland.
I was always Pluto.
Nice. We had to pick. My coach was not that cool.
Not fun.
He made us pick a country. Yeah.
Pick a real nation.
You said Pluto. You were running laps the entire drill, bro.
You don't get to do this drill.
Get out of here. Yeah. So we always picked Iceland. So I always have a soft spot. And I loved watching Iceland's run. Again, like you said, dude, true Cinderella story. Just every time. Every time.
Genuinely, though, I also watched their game versus Israel, and I mean, it was back and forth. They got a couple ballers, a couple goal scorers. It's going to be a fun game. It'll be fun. I think Iceland, once again, just like Wales, it's going to have to be a for the flag, absolute, hard on your sleeve, giving it my all from every single one of them to get this one over the line. But I think they can do it, man. Ukraine aren't playing at their best, and everything on the line, everything to play for. I think it'll be a fun game. Definitely be a good game tomorrow. And by the time those games are over, the entire tournament will be set.
Yep.
We, of course, do know where those qualifiers will land as far as the groups. I don't have it pulled up, but we do already know where they're going. But, it's going to be a fun tournament. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to those games tomorrow as well. Something I wasn't looking forward to, and we found out why. We already knew why, but we had to find out why. Team USA, three-peat champions. We did the three-peat, guys.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it comes from a cereal box, bro.
What are we, Tottenham Hotspur? What?
What are you talking about? It doesn't come from a cereal box. It comes from a beer box.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
My
come
bad.
on. This is America.
That's right. That's right. If it doesn't come out of the bottom of your Bud Light box or whatever.
Yeah, what are you doing with your life? Yeah.
What are you doing with your life? Nah,
I
thought,
mean,
what is it? That makes what, 6 unbeaten?
no, with three in a row in Nations Leagues.
No, I'm talking about against
Mexico. Yes,
against
yes.
Mexico. Makes it
Yeah, that's
6 unbeaten?
Mexico are a shambles, man.
Yeah. How the mighty have fallen.
They've fallen so far. So far. They didn't do anything. Like, we were actually halfway decent last night. Once, and Patrick, I'm glad. So one of you said this. One of you said this in the England segment about how at some point, I think it was you, Lewis, at some point the players on the field have to take responsibility and be like, look, damn what Southgate said. We're going to go do this, you know. And I remember, I think it was Patrick, you mentioned how the guys on the halftime show were talking about Gio Reyna's positioning.
Yes.
As soon as Reyna said, you know what, I'm going to get forward. I'm going to go forward. What happened? Oh my God, we scored a goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad when the it's bad when the CBS guys at halftime are doing better than the coach.
Well, Jesse Marsh was one of them, which I'm not the biggest fan of Jesse Marsh. Like,
I would much rather still have him.
I mean, yeah, but if your choices are Marsh and Berhalter,
let me coach.
Yeah, you got to.
At that point, the Cup Chasers coaching team is coming.
Coaching team USA.
Yeah, dude.
You know, it was when he was playing that deep. It was like watching Caicedo for Chelsea. Like, there was a lot of similarities to Chelsea current to what the U.S. national team was doing last night. You know, they got a fantastic goal out of Tyler Adams.
That thing was
nasty
ice beam, bro.
Just
straight hyper Dragonite hyper beam straight down the pipe. Nasty goal.
Yeah.
I love Tyler Adams.
Nasty goal.
Big fan.
But I was thinking about it last night. He comes off at halftime, and Gio moves forward. So I was wondering if maybe Berhalter played him back to cover for Adams, which that's a problem in itself. But because once Cardozo came on, Gio came forward.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I have issues. My absolute disdain for Triple G is well known. I feel like we win in spite of him at this point. You know, I will say that he seemed to get the lineup right, which is baby steps for him for sure. I didn't really like playing Adams just because he hasn't really played for 6 months. I mean, I know he played a little bit for Bournemouth there for like 20 minutes or whatnot. But defensively, he seems to have it against Mexico. And the thing is I'm not worried about the U.S. defensively, even though Matt Turner can be an adventure in goal.
That's nice. Those are some very nice things you've just said. Go on.
But, you know, what I worry about is where are we going to score? Where is the goal going to come from? And it's not because of the talent. I think we have the talent to score goals. They're not set up to be able to score goals. And, you know, it took an absolute, gorgeous goal from Tyler Adams to be able to say, okay, we can actually now go win this, because until that moment, I'm like, this is going to extra time. We're not going to find a goal. And I know Mexico's not going to find a goal unless they get like a penalty or something. And I mean, it's nice to have that thought process in terms of defensively, but with the talent that the U.S. has, and I'm not saying it's world class by any means, but it has the talent to be able to win this 2-3, you know, comfortably. They shouldn't have had the issues that they did against Jamaica. I get that Jamaica, you know, played like a 5-4-1 or whatever it was. But, and again, they scored early, so, you know. But this is CONCACAF. U.S. at this point should not be struggling against anybody in CONCACAF. I mean, truthfully. And I think it's because the talent level has increased, but the coaching has stayed the same. And I think there's plenty of evidence to prove that too.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think we have definitely, in the last 2 cycles, improved overall as far as technically individual, the individual technical ability on average has definitely increased. And I think as far as the defense goes, Chris Richards is having a good season at Palace. Tim Ream, of course, stalwart back there. Not having as good a season as he did last year. He's a couple of injuries for Fulham, but definitely solid back there. And Anthony Robinson. Yeah, hell of a season for Fulham. He looked decent again last night. I'm a fan. I think he's I think he's definitely one of our better players. Serginho Dest on the other side, though, is like, it's so hit or miss with him. Every now and again he'll do something that's really good, and then he'll go and get a dumb red card.
Yeah. I thought he was pretty solid last night.
Yeah.
There's so many emotions and whatnot in play in Mexico that it's kind of to the point to where if you get out of there without anybody getting, like, especially somebody like Des, getting a red card, that's a good performance.
You've done well.
Because last time it was but we got to discuss the elephant in the room. CONCACAF has once again failed completely. Like, it, and the funny thing was, and I don't know, maybe I didn't hear it in game, but once we went up 2-0, it became very, very loud.
Yeah.
And one of the things is so they delay the match, they suspend the match, and then they abandon the match. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, if they're going to abandon the match, does that mean that the result doesn't hold?
I think it has to do with how long the game's been going. So if it's first half and the game is abandoned, I think they replay it. If it's second half, and it's like 60th or whatever, there's obviously a threshold. There's probably a threshold, whatever.
I thought it was they picked up where they left off. It was first half. Like, it was rescheduled and then picked up.
Well, I'm not sure, because these stopping the game for this reason is kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
For the crowd chanting stuff.
I mean, they stopped it for about 10 minutes last night.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it had to be then picked up and replayed. Like, I don't know.
No, they just added time on at the end, like it.
Yeah.
And then even
I'm saying if it's abandoned, like, yeah.
If it's abandoned, I would be very interested to see what the actual result would be, what they would actually do.
What they would call, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think it would depend on when, but this kind of shit has to stop. Like, what?
I get it. Like, here's my thing with it, right? Like, if it happens in America, and I know our stadiums, even still, bro, no, our stadiums are some bigger than some of these stadiums that they have for football. Like, the ushers go find the people who are doing it and take them out the game, and then
well, I mean, when it's that loud and you have an entire section of the fans
escort an entire section out, I don't care. Gone, bye. Now the game resumes. Take a picture of all their faces. Now you're banned. You can't buy a ticket for X amount of days or life, whatever the cost is.
Yeah. That would be so difficult.
All the facial CGI technology we have.
That would be so difficult to do. That would be so difficult to do.
I mean, and the funny thing is it just got louder and louder and louder. Even when you saw the fans leaving,
it grows, bro. I mean,
it just grew, and I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sound soft by any means, because it's whatever, but it clearly was affecting Matt Turner on his goal kicks.
Yeah.
And that's on him, to let it affect him like that. But it was clearly affecting him. And
I mean, like you said, man, everything's soft serve these days, bro. If anyone has any complaint, it's Adebayor, and my man still went out there and did what my man still went out there and played. Like, you didn't see him crying in a presser. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Stretchered off.
That's all I gotta say. You didn't see that man crying in a presser.
I get what you're saying, but it's also there's no true punishment.
Yeah.
There's been no true punishment. I mean, Mexico won a match because they delayed the game because of this chant. It was not against the U.S. It was against, I think, Honduras. Was it a World Cup qualifier? It was something.
Yeah.
It was something big. And, at some point, this stopping games, we're going to release a statement. No. I know I said it last time. You're going to have to hit them in one or two places, either the pocketbook or you disqualify them from international competitions, whether it be Copa, whether it be World Cup. There has to be, if you're going to actually give a damn about this, you have to give actual punishment. We're going to release a statement. We're going to stop the game.
What about a ban on fans?
Could do that, but
like they've done for Bayern Munich. You ban all the fans for 3 games.
I would.
How is that an advantage for, say, the U.S.
to not have Mexican fans in an Arlington, Texas
not to have any fans
stadium?
at all.
Huh?
You're talking about banning all fans?
No.
Banning Mexican fans.
But
let's be honest.
Like Bayern Munich, like what happened to Bayern Munich?
You don't get your 30% or 40% for this away game at all. We're not giving you that. It's all going to the home allocation. And not in a friendly, but in the next competitive match, like the next World Cup qualifier or the next Copa America. Like not some mamby-pamby friendly. I'm talking about a real game.
Yeah.
No fans.
Well, then their issue there, and here you go, Patrick. Here's the real issue, and you already kind of alluded to it. If they don't pack out that stadium with home fans, they're hurting their own pocketbook. FIFA's killing themselves. They're shooting themselves.
But if it's USA, there's enough. There are enough Americans. This place is ridiculously overpopulated. There are enough of us to fill the stadium. Okay, gross. There's plenty of us. Now, if you're talking about, Guatemala or Honduras,
right?
Yeah,
I hear you. That's a different argument. And maybe the stadiums are smaller there, and so it's easier to fill it out. But you get what I'm saying, like.
Well,
it's an advantage for you.
I don't think you have to worry about or even like you said, the bigger countries. I don't think there's an issue for Mexico packing out the Azteca if the United States doesn't get their ticket allocation.
Yeah, that would be awful.
As soon as that happens, as a home country, I'd be like, bet, watch this, 100% all us. Are you kidding me? Done.
Yeah,
done.
That's what Arsenal need to do in the first Champions League leg at the Emirates, man.
Pull a Bayern Munich and
Bayern fans.
Just sell all the Oh yeah, that's right.
No, there's no Bayern fans. There aren't any. They're banned because they throw throwing flares at Lazio.
Is it your stadium's going to be cut by there's not going to be anyone in those?
No, it's all us, baby. It's all us.
You actually get the allocation.
Yes, yes. Dude, who are you talking to? It's the Crunkies. They're not gonna. KSC is not gonna flipping not get their money. Come on, dude. Come on. And we're actually doing good. People are clamoring for those tickets. Yeah, they're selling the rest of the stadium for sure. But yeah, man.
But that's also difficult because you've got ticket sites like Ticketmaster and things like that.
Bayern found a way to pack out theirs 80-20. Even though we had they'll find it. There will be Bayern.
They'll
fans.
figure it out.
Oh yeah.
No, there won't be Bayern fans.
Watch.
I mean, not enough.
Nah.
Not enough. You know what I mean?
And there won't be $5,000, but I bet you there's 2,000-3,000.
Maybe.
Here's the issue though. They're gonna be peppered. It won't be $5,000 together. That's the real kicker.
That's the point. Yeah.
That's the real kicker there. They'll be peppered.
There won't be a section.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, there. Yeah, some people will like come over and
Buy a ticket
Ticketmaster some tickets,
or
know,
scalp
and
one out the gate. But yeah,
keep their Bayern jersey underneath their jacket. You know,
red on red. All you got to do is just
just as soon as you get in the stadium.
Speaking of Ticketmaster, I got a pre-sale code for Charlotte today.
Yeah.
Nice.
You see how much they are?
Mm-mm.
180 to sit in the lower deck, 255 to sit club level. And then there'll be a supporter section, which if you're with Chelsea in America, you might be able to get a discounted rate on that. But yeah, 180.
My only issue here is, bro, I don't want to give the clown show my money. Like, at all. They don't. If we win the FA Cup, I will change my tune so fast. I'll probably bone out and go get, a decent supporter ticket or like low level. Bro, if we don't win anything, I haven't even worn a jersey. The last time I wore a jersey, I wore it for the final. Before that, I had not worn one all season. I won't do it. I won't do it, bro. I refuse to give this clown show our money. And God forbid we actually end up with these sanctions and get banned, bro. I hate this. I hate the state of our club, and I just hate it. I hate it.
Oh my god.
Well, I'll be at Keenan Stadium in July. So
nice.
Nice.
You'll be where?
At Keenan. I just got.
Oh, you'll be in North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah, because I was looking at the tickets for the horseshoe, but those were like, well, front one, it's far.
Yeah.
I could go to New York instead, but I decided I wanted to go to Keenan, and so I appreciate. Huh?
Who are they playing at Keenan?
Celtic.
Okay. Celtic. Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to go to the Notre Dame.
Notre Dame Stadium.
I want to go to the Notre Dame Stadium so bad because that stadium is just.
I bet that's fun. But
awesome place to be.
But Lewis, what do you think of the U.S. men's national team and their mini woes?
Well, I mean, the first thing I said is I've said it to, I guess, everybody who can hear me say it, and I'm not actually knocking the players, but I continue to look and say, in a country of 380 million people, we have to find a way to get 22 guys, right? And so I'm not knocking the guys now, so it's not about the guys. But then I recognize in the same breath that we need to get 22 guys, we need about 6 other ones that tactically and technically know what they're doing. So I have to amend my number to go past the 22, 23 guys to we need 30 gentlemen who know how to play the game, execute a plan for the game, and then know how to substitute, train, and prepare for the competition that's in front of us. And for many, many years, we continue to struggle. We've had about 15 or so regularly, and I give those guys credit. It's always guys there who want to play and love being Americans, but it's just the inconsistency and the people who make the decisions. It's very similar to the issue with the FA, right? Like in England, is that Southgate has shown that he's just enough. And winning this is the third consecutive one, right? I think this is the third consecutive one.
Yeah. Woohoo!
But saying, I mean, he's done just enough, right? And so, people would say, oh, what do you fine him for? He whatever. And then, his supporters would be like, he's won 3 consecutive. And you just look at it and you're like, you have to ask the question, what are the benchmarks for the USA, right? And I just feel like that the benchmarks aren't even existent anymore. I think the benchmark is beat Mexico. And if you beat Mexico, that's enough. And you go from there. I don't really know if they take the other ones very seriously. And it's disappointing because we got some players now. I mean, and they're following a system that they're playing against the best competition possible when they're not playing in the national team, and so they're growing. And then we reward them for their growth by saying, well, we're just going to pick anybody to be your manager, though. Just anybody. Just, hey, guy on the street, you want to do this? Do what? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, you'll work.
We just go to New Jersey and find somebody.
I'm telling you, the Cup Chasers coaching team should apply for the job. We can do this. We can handle it.
I mean,
we 100%.
I agree with what you're saying, Lewis, and I would take it a step further, and I think that there's been this thirst for so long to be the kings of CONCACAF, because it seems that there's this idea that it translates to something that matters, and that's that small mentality, and that's where I get frustrated because, and I think I was talking to Jake, we were talking in the chat, but you've got Copa next year or this year, on home soil. You're probably going to get embarrassed at some point, and there's actually no reason why you should. Yes, are they talented? Yes, but where you can mitigate incredible talent is tactically. I've seen teams. I mean, shoot, we see it every week in the Premier League. That team, not that talented, or they're talented, but they're not talented to the big four, the big six, whatever you want to call it. But they compete. They have a chance. They unless they go to a city and then they just sit back. But every other team, they compete. They have a chance because managerially, they're like, okay, well, we don't have the best talent, but we can beat you tactically. And I see it every week with Chelsea. I mean, Pochettino comes up against somebody who knows what they're doing tactically, and doesn't matter what kind of talent we have. It gets blown up. And so, there's this growing idea amongst like the Stu Holdens and whatnot. They're like, okay, the U.S. needs to challenge themselves. And I agree, the U.S. does need to challenge itself. One, it's not going to affect them because they're already in the World Cup for 2026 as a host. But what's going to happen is it's going to expose the one thing that continues to be a problem and has been a problem for almost probably 20, 30 years at this point, because I personally am not a big Bruce Arena fan. Tactically, we don't know what we're doing. We just throw out our talent that we have, and usually it hasn't been much, and we just say, go play the ball. And, I appreciate Gregg. Let me take that back. I appreciate Triple G making us at least a possessive team. The days of kicking it forward and running fast feels like they're gone, and that's beautiful. That is a massive step for this country. But to be able to compete with the Brazils, the Frances, and I'm not talking about in some friendly, I'm talking about an actual tournament. I mean, we're only, 2 years removed from Louis van Gaal absolutely tearing us to shreds? I mean, it looked like a training exercise. He saw the one thing that Gregg does and says, oh, I'll be able to break that down in 10 minutes. And that's what he did. Because, and again, they were overly talented. I agree. But tactically, he was better than Berhalter. And that's where we're lacking, because we've got this mindset of, we want to be the kings of CONCACAF. Well, we can be the kings of CONCACAF with talent, but we can't do anything else unless we're better tactically.
I think another issue is who would replace Berhalter?
Is it not us? I thought you said it was us.
I mean, if it's not us, obviously, if it's not us,
I mean, supposedly there was some heavy interest from multiple people when the job came open last time.
I'm just going to throw this out here. A certain special one is unemployed currently.
Honestly, I think he would be perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, shore up the defense and teach people how to counterattack. Then yeah,
he would make.
That's where
money. Hey, we all with the Jose, you only need to score one goal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You only got to score one
Ever.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all it'll take.
Goals.
That's all it'll take. Absolutely.
But that's the point. Like, you could go. I think England did it going into South Africa, and it didn't work well by any means. But they brought in Fabio Capello, and it was just different. The joke is that the U.S. soccer world revolves around New Jersey, and it's true. If you really look at it, everybody is from freaking New Jersey. And I'll take it even further. BJ that we had prior to Berhalter the second time, his teams were fun to watch. They knew how to attack. They knew how to score.
Yeah.
At
least he wanted to go for it.
Like, are we going to score today or are we not?
At least we went for it with that other guy.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. What was his name again?
BJ, I think.
He was only there for like not long.
He had a 3-game run.
Yeah. But we definitely gave it a go when he was at the helm.
Yeah.
For sure. But
BJ Callahan.
Callahan, that's what it was.
He had 7 matches. We won 4. We drew 3. We scored 21 goals and we gave up 4 for a goal differential of plus 17.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, we need change. I know that much.
Really do.
I know that much, but I don't know when that change will be coming. Unfortunately, I was thinking that we might get into some title talk this evening. Might get into a little of this, a little of that. It is a big week coming up, but I think we'll save it for Thursday. I think we'll let it.
Look at the teaser.
We'll let it boil up. I know I'm nervous. I know I'm now that the international break, Tuesday games will be ended. I don't think there'll be any games on Wednesday, so tomorrow will be the last games of the break, and we will be done with the international break. I'm so ready for the Premier League to kick back off, and of course, it's kicking off with an absolute barnstormer of a weekend. I'm coming for you, Lewis. Straight up, buddy. See, I froze him. We're coming so hard, he's frozen.
And we're coming for you, Vincent Company.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, he's got it back.
Oh, of course.
He found
the shark cup. Oh, man.
And got it cleaned up, so we're sharking now.
He's gonna be there. I love it. He's gonna be there at the Etihad with the shark cup. Yeah, awesome. Well, yeah. So I guess we'll save it for Thursday. But yeah, we're certainly grateful that you've been here. And if you're still with us, go ahead and get the likes up on the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are certainly grateful that X could join us for the outro. Certainly grateful for you being here. We're on our way to 200 subscribers, 500, and of course, that magical 1,000. And if you're enjoying all the content, go ahead and get that notification bell on so you'll know when we're going live on Thursday for the Premier League weekend preview. I know I'm pretty excited. I hope you are as well. Once again, thanks for being here, and you will see us next time.